Welcome back everybody into another backtesting session. This week we're starting with the 4th of July. That of course is a public holiday, so we're not really going to trade it. But let's have a look at the economic reports of the week. So of course in the Independence Day on Monday, Tuesday, nothing really important. On Wednesday, we start having some PMIs. We have the FOMC minutes on Wednesday, after also the job opening. Do we have the ADPs? No. Okay. When do we have the ADP? We don't have them this month. We should have on July the NFP, yes. Okay, so we don't have the ADP in July. We have the jobless claims on Thursday, and then NFP and unemployment rate on Friday. So let's get into it. Of course, Monday, not really expecting much. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's get immediately into Tuesday. So Tuesday, the 5th of July. Okay, this is New York open. We can see that there's much more volume than in New York. So we can start highlighting the various PSA. For now, we have this PSA on the buys. Let's see if we can create market structure for the lows. So for example, this low. So now we have these main trade ideas. So let's see the price action in between. Now we are seeing prices flattening up below these lows. We have these lows being respected. Let's see if we can break below this low and make our way down. Yeah, so far not. Now we're coming into the new 4-hour. Price is breaking down below. Let me see. I hope that we can have a retest of these lows. Otherwise, if it also breaks below these last the old lows, in this case, I would be probably looking for that area to be retested. Okay, so far we are retesting this lower wick. So that could be our entry, even though it's far away. It's like 6-7 pips far away from this PSA. That can be still a good entry. And I wouldn't want to miss the move to the downside. Probably the price will retest it, but if it retests it and still holds as the stop loss, yeah, that would be good. So yes, so as you can see here, we would have missed the move if I would have waited for the full retest. You can see that is retesting the lower wick, is then compressing, and we can see that there's a possible shift in the bias and market structure, and that's where we can take our first entry and our first win of the week. We can see that also the safest entry below the hold lows is also below the last low, because as you can see, this candle made this tap it in between. We could have had this entry that so far is only like 30 pips. I don't know if that will still end up being a win or what. So far we have now these lows for possible PSA, and possibly now these highs are being the possible reversal price point. So let's see, with New York Stock Exchange opening, yeah, price will continue down, and we can see that price is actually breaking below, retesting it, and then continuing down. This could be our second entry if we didn't, of course. We could have entered also the retest of these lows, but yeah, if we wait for New York Stock Exchange, we can see that we have this entry that we're going to take in the next screenshot. Okay, so we're coming below these lows, as we were saying. New York Stock Exchange opening and retesting. Let's see if the price continues for this 45 pips, 30 pips each. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's that will be the second winning trade of the day. Okay, now looks like we are creating this last low for possible continuation sells. Yeah, that will be a very aggressive entry over here. On this 5th, we don't have any news, we said. Let's see if we have, yeah, we have further continuation. Wow, 3 trades, 3 wins at this PSA, which is very, very good. Price is really going down, going bearish with a lot of momentum, and looks like we have another slide for this day. There was no retest for possible entry. We could have this entry, and we're going to see it in the next slide. So okay, so we have this retest, which is the only entry that we can have. Retest of this PSA. As you can see, this is the most recent PSA where we had some rejection or something, and yeah, that could be the next entry on the sell side, which will bring further continuation, further momentum on the bearish side. Also, safest entry is when we break below this low, we retest the PSA and then we continue down. Or the safest, as you can see, at this candle close, this bearish candle close, could be your safest entry with the retest of the PSA. We go into profits a few minutes later, and again, yeah, price is simply continuing to go bearish. There's no market structure forming. We might have a retest of this lower wick, but after such a long stretch, we might even expect some pause from sellers. But still, due to this big movement, even the simple double bottom over here will still be profitable with an entry over here. So let's have a look. Yeah, no, not in this case. In this case, this one will be a loss. And that's absolutely okay. Now let's see if the price is breaking above this high for a possible reversal. As you can see, also retesting these last lows. So this with this possible entry. Yeah, and that will be a loss. So probably in this case, I will call it a day. I mean, we had 3 wins and 2 losses. It's absolutely okay. And yeah, but let's see where is the price action continuing. Let's move on. So far it's bouncing from these lows. Let's see if we can have a breakout of these highs. Nope. Yeah, we're actually breaking down on the downside. You can see from these lows, from these candle lows, we could have this entry 15 minutes to new London close. I'm not really sure if I would have taken it. Simply setup wise, yeah, that would be a profitable win. Okay, so yeah, that was it. Okay, so let's move on the next day. So we're coming in the 6th of July. What do we have? We have the PMIs later on during the day, coming into New York open. We have these highs, these lows, these highs. So let's see the possible reactions at these levels. This could be high risk, high reward buys immediately, which would be a loss. Would be a loss. I'm not really sure, but yeah, let's see if we have a retest of this PSA. Yes, let's see. Price could go and retest these lows, but since the distance is not that much, it might still be okay. Yeah, as you can see, it will go and retest it exactly on the dot, and then yeah, we'll go into a loss. But yeah, that would have been, this entry would have given me the best risk to reward ratio. In any case, that would be a loss, but it's fine. Price failed to break above, and that's okay. So now we are breaking below these last lows. Let's see if we have a retest and then continuation down. Safest entry will only be below these lows. Remember that in 15 minutes we have some big news. Okay. Okay, so the PMI is showing as improved compared to the prior one, the previous one. So that should be possibly bearish, but we should wait for the high impacting news that is at 4 p.m. or 10 a.m., which is the PMI, which is coming better than expected, even though there are whole three are worse than expected and worse than prior. This one is worse than prior, but better, slightly better than expected. So might be a mixed data. So far we have these various PSAs to be that we can take into consideration. Okay, price is breaking down below. Yeah, and this is the news. Okay, we could take this possible retest. Even though I don't really like it after this rejection, we might be doing a higher high and higher low. So might be a very super high risk buy over here. Yeah, that would have been should been a good sell. Yeah, but let's see. This is mixed data. I'm not really sure where the price is going. Yeah, let's see after that if we have a cleaner breaker retest of this order block lows. Okay, so as you can see, so we have these lows. Let's see if we have a breaker retest of it, like this one. Okay, yeah, no, would be a loss. Okay, this further entry would have been a win. Okay, yeah, and the entry below these lows. Okay, so let's move on into Thursday. This is still the last part of the day. Yeah. Okay, so 7th of July, we have jobless claims at 2:30, nothing else. Okay, so this is the 8:20 a.m. Eastern. Let's see. Okay, jobless claims are coming out worse, much worse than expected. Even though the price was revised on the downside, it's still worse. We might expect a bullish upside on gold. Okay, not much reaction from the market, but it is staying below, but not really trending yet. So let's see the market reaction. Now it's staying below. We might take high risk, high reward entry over here. Yeah, that will should be a loss. Now we are possibly breaking above. Let's see if we have a retest of this PSA. Yes, exactly on the dot. So if I had to take this one, I would have not taken this good entry. Taking these AIs as a reference gave me the opportunity to take a win trade. Let's now have possible retest not of this but of these eyes. Yeah, will end up being more or less I don't know, I'm not sure if that's a win. I'm not really liking the price action because now we are breaking below these lows, so we might have a deeper correction. Yeah, so this one I need to check it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, that will be almost. It's a very close call, but not a win. Yes, as you can see, also I knew that I would take this entry, and that's a win. That would end up going into a win. So that's good. Very good. now we're coming into Friday, the NFP day, NFP and unemployment rate. So we have to be very cautious about it. Okay, New York open. So yes, this is the NFP release. So far at this moment we have these lows as a reference, these highs as a reference. So if it's a very good NFP, I will probably take the retest and then continuation down. If it's very bad, we might see break above, continuation up, break above, continuation up. So let's see the data. So NFP is coming very good, actually, much more than expected and even prior. Unemployment rate is flat, but at least it's not decreasing, it's not getting worse. So we should be getting continuation sells. Okay, yeah, luckily there was no entry over here because the candle never close over here. So that's good. Now let's see the following price action. If we have a retest here, that would be great for entries. Let's see if we are lucky. Or now price, because now we are in a sort of we have the doubt that this might be a bounce to go to the upside, or this might be the retest to continue on the downside. So based on fundamentals, I'm taking the sell, yeah, accepting that we might lose pretty easily. Yeah, so far it's looking good. Yeah, and this one would actually be a win, playing with the fundamentals and the price action as we know it. Okay, now let's see if we are going to have further continuation down. Okay, no, looks like we're actually breaking above. So as you can see, the same the previous high, we are breaking and retesting. We might take a buy, even though, yeah, there's not a lot of range to go to these previous highs, but we might have the start of the reversal. Oh, going into a loss. Yeah. Okay, no, we're actually breaking above. As you can see, we face this first rejection, but that's not up to us to know if it's going to break out or not, and that's good. So we have a second win. So now, as per PSAs, we have these lows, we have these highs to be broken. Okay, looks okay, change, not much impacting. Now price is staying below these lows. We might see the full correction. I would love to see the breakout below this PPL for continuation down. And now we're going to see into the new 4 hour if that trade idea would actually play out. Okay, so coming into the new hourly hour candle for the Friday. So we were looking at these sells below there and above, buys above there, and possibly price staying below these lows. Let's see, yeah, do we have a retest of these lows? Yeah, possibly taking this entry on the bearish side. Okay, yeah, looks like we're going to lose. Yeah, that's a loss. That's okay. Now let's see if we have a retest of this last high. Oh, this last one, the old one. Yeah, this might already be a retest. Yeah, not liking that we close over there. I was looking for slowdown in price action. Yeah, I'm not really waiting for the candle for the price action to retest these lows. So let's say that I enter over here, and that's okay. So yeah, that would be a win because this one is less than 10 pips. So as I told you, yeah, I will not wait for this full retest, and then the price will continue up, and that will close off the Friday. So very profitable week, I would say. And yes, I think we managed it pretty well. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.